I was wiping down the kitchen counter after work when my phone buzzed. Just one message. One line. From my wife. I'm staying at a friend's for a week. No explanation. No emoji. No, we need to talk. Just that. For a moment, I genuinely thought she sent it to the wrong person. We'd had no fight, no tension that morning. She'd kissed me on the cheek before leaving for work, like it was any other day. I stared at the message, waiting for a follow-up. Nothing came. So I typed the only word that felt safe, the one that wouldn't start a war. All right. And just like that, everything went silent. A cold silence. A heavy silence. The kind where your home still looks the same, but somehow feels different, like someone replaced the air with something you can't breathe. At first, I blamed myself for overthinking. Maybe she needed space. Maybe something happened with a friend. Maybe, just maybe, I was reading too much into a simple text. But then the small things started clicking together. She'd been guarding her phone like it was a newborn, turning the screen away when I walked into her room, laughing at messages she never opened near me, leaving earlier for work, coming home later, saying she was exhausted almost every night. I shrugged it off back then. I trusted her. Now every memory felt like a warning I ignored. The second night she was gone, I called her. It rang once, then went straight to voicemail. I tried again. Voicemail. An hour later, she texted, "Can't talk. Busy." Busy? At a friend's place? For a week? That's when the first real crack formed in my chest. I didn't eat much those days. Didn't sleep either. I'd lie in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment of our marriage, trying to understand what part of it had been falling apart without me noticing. By the fourth night, my patience wore thin. So I did something I never imagined myself doing. I checked our shared phone bill. The long list of repeated outgoing calls to one number hit me like a hammer. Same number every day. Same number every night. Long calls. Late calls. A pit formed in my stomach. Still, I told myself it could be a coworker, a friend, someone who needed help. But the bill didn't lie, and my heart already knew. I copied the number into my phone, pressed call, and held my breath. A man answered. Yeah. I froze. His voice was too casual, too comfortable. "Hello," he repeated. I hung up before he could say anything else. My hands were shaking. I felt sick, like my body understood the truth long before my mind would accept it. The next morning, I messaged her, "Can we talk?" She didn't reply. Hours passed. Nothing. Around midnight, she finally sent, "I'll come by tomorrow for clothes." Not, "I miss you." Not, "I'm coming home." Just clothes. She arrived the next afternoon. No smile. No warmth. Just a quiet presence that felt like a stranger wearing my wife's face. Her eyes avoided mine as she walked into the bedroom. She didn't even close the door. She just started packing. I stood there watching her fold shirts, socks, a sweater I bought her last Christmas. Finally, I asked, "Whose number is he?" She stopped folding. Her shoulders stiffened. For a long moment, she didn't move. Then she sat on the edge of the bed, staring down at her hands like she didn't recognize them. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she whispered. That sentence broke something in me. Not because she admitted it, but because she sounded like someone who had been waiting to confess. "How long?" My voice cracked despite trying to stay calm. She blinked rapidly, fighting tears. "A few months." Months. While we ate meals together, watched movies, shared a bed, all while she was calling him every night. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said, wiping her face. I felt lost. I felt unseen. I wanted to scream. I wanted to shake her, demand how being unseen justified betrayal. But anger was too heavy to lift. All I could feel was this hollow ache. "Why didn't you talk to me?" I asked. Her voice broke. Because I didn't want to face the truth of how unhappy I'd become. The thing about betrayal is that it doesn't come from enemies. It comes from the people you hand your heart to, believing they'll protect it. We talked for hours, if you could call quiet, painful honesty talking. She admitted she caught feelings. He made her feel alive. and she didn't know how to climb back out once she'd stepped into that space. When she finally grabbed her bag, I didn't stop her, not because I didn't love her, but because I realized she'd left long before that text ever arrived. At the door, she whispered, "I'm sorry." I nodded. "I hope you find whatever you're looking for." She walked out. No hug, no kiss, just a quiet closing of the door that felt like the end of a chapter one wasn't ready to finish. The silence after she left wasn't empty anymore. It was honest. I spent weeks picking myself up, rebuilding routines, rediscovering the parts of me that didn't revolve around her. Pain lingers, sure, but so does clarity. And clarity is its own kind of strength. If there's anything I learned, it's this. Sometimes the softest goodbye hurts the most, but it also frees you. And when someone decides to walk away, you learn you can still stand.